GM, this is your host, Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible today and Non-Fungible tomorrow. And to be honest, it is quite a moody day. I believe that if you are in crypto, it is a moody day for you. The whole overall market basically just dumped during the weekend. And I did talk about this last week. I was just saying that on Friday, people were closing the positions because of the quadruple witching, which basically means that all the futures and options expiry is happening. And then, a lot of investment funds basically closed the position. And as a result, and also this Wednesday, there's the FOMC meeting, which is also a very volatile meeting which could have huge impacts in the market. We are talking about 75 basis point or 100% basis point that would affect the crypto market. But one of the most reason is that it's kind of moody is that, and one of the reason why I'm late doing my stream today is that I was just watching the state funeral for Queen Elizabeth II live. It is very sad to see that, and it's just so sentimental when I hear the congregation was singing "God Save the Queen" for basically the last time in a very long period of time. And also I was watching BBC with the commentary about the different places and also all the history and that. Which really gives a perspective on life, and also it really gives a perspective on respect, and also how the reason why I really respect the Queen is that she does different type of those New Year greetings, those Christmas greetings, and then those greetings are even though there might be agencies involved, like PR agencies and stuff like that, but it feels like these are really genuine greetings about persevering in tough times. And I think it is important to persevere in tough times, especially if you are in the crypto market, if you are in the traditional market as well, because your crypto losses is not standalone. Your crypto losses is actually the whole market going down. Because if you look at this, right, Hong Kong tech leads losers in Asia, pre-market in the US is down, stock sell off. So it really gives you a perspective, like why are you in this space? Like why are you trading cryptocurrency? Do you believe in this future, or are you here just for short-term gain? And if this is no longer the bull market, it's not time to be here, right? So I think persevering tough times is an important thing that we all have to learn, and it is definitely not easy. So going to traditional news, trying to keep this short. Bad morning for stocks. Okay, U.S. equities market are on track to open lower Monday morning, adding to the mystery lingering from the last week losses. Okay, so pretty much, Fed meetings kicks off Tuesday, and its rate announcement is slated for Wednesday. Okay, rate announcement. Okay. Joe Biden went on 60 Minutes on CBS and said that the pandemic is over. And a lot of the market didn't rally when he said this. Right? There was a lot of criticism saying that the mortality rate in the U.S. is still quite high, with thousands of deaths on a daily basis, with thousands of deaths in the world, in the global economy. So is the pandemic really over or not? But definitely people were saying that, hey, this could be political, right? This could be political in the sense that the midterms are coming. They want to kind of flip the narrative bullish. So which goes back to our title of the video. Before you sell, watch this, right? So right now you want to sell, and none of this is financial advice though. But personally, I am in huge red. I brought right after the Ethereum merge dip, but it keeps dipping, right? So I'm in huge red. But I'm not selling yet, right? Because first of all, conviction, why are you in the space, right? And second of all, is that there is still a huge lingering factor, which is the FOMC meeting that would show you what the Fed pivot, right? If you know the Fed is gonna raise interest rate, gonna be more hawkish, then you don't fight it. Then probably if you think that there's still more downward potential, then you sell. But if you think that they are kind of like, okay, enough damage has been done, we're kind of seeing a really red market, and they have to pave the way for midterms, where a lot of people say usually there's gonna be a midterm rally so that everything will look good, then it would be foolish to sell right now and to see the token go back to the buy-in price or even higher than the buy-in price in a month or two, right? So as I always said in my stream, September is the worst month in equities market and in crypto, and it seems like this month is no exception, right? With all these dumps. So, but if you look at the traditional news, U.S. Consumer sentiment is actually improving. The pound losing its value against the dollar, so the DXY is quite strong. But if you look at the headlines, Biden declares pandemic is over. creditors, consider rebranding. Consumer inflation expected to fall to 1-year low in September. Okay, so this is gonna be reflected in October. Okay, a lot of dollars a week against the U.S. So this is definitely high. Bank regulators are planning to consider new rules. Okay, so if you look at this, pandemic's over. Ukraine nuclear plant survives Russian strike. Pessimistic about China's economy, right? So people are saying that policymakers, because China right now is running a zero COVID policy, and a lot of factories and stuff like that weren't really able to resume, or there's a lot of halt and delay. If there's a case, then they have to stop production and stuff like that. That is also one of the reasons why, and also the strong U.S. dollar isn't helping against the RMB. So that is one of the reasons why people are saying that it could be pessimistic for the economy. But if you're in the crypto space, unfortunately, this is sad. I was talking about this 4 hour trend line. We have been hitting this trend line for some time, but unfortunately, we have a huge dump, and now we're below this trend line. Okay, so yeah, so people are saying that there's a huge chance that we'll see even much further dump, even back in the previous low. But in the next 2 days, definitely expect more volatility. It feels like in a bear market, price action tends to volatile in a downward manner. Okay, so this is something you have to be careful. Crypto market cap is at around 900 billion, which I think is 914 billion right now. Stable coins down, so basically the whole market is just down with you. So you're not alone, guys. So all losing money. We're all seeing a portfolio red. So that's why in these times you have to remind yourself, why are you here, right? Why are you in this space? You look at this crypto market cap 878, dumping down. If you look at the Bitcoin dominance level, 40-ish, so really didn't really change much. If you want to see ETH rally, this has to tick up back, right? So, but we already lost like around 2% in the crypto market cap dominance after the rally. But if you see these uptick, it's very obvious that money is going to USDC, USDT, so stable coins, right? DeFi pretty much, sideways. There was a hack about GMX on Avalanche, but it wasn't really a hack. It was an exploit about, there's no slippage and something related to an oracle. So the user was able to kind of exploit the system, game the system, and to make money. So for today's news, U.S. financial regulator issued consumer warning against FTX, saying that they do not have the right to really operate there. South Korean authority to request Interpol red notice for terrorist Do Kwon. It seems that Do Kwon is not in Singapore. His passport is no longer working. So Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX has $1 billion to spend on acquisitions. Okay, so he said in an interview with CNBC that he has $1 billion to deploy on acquisitions. Proof of work fork chain suffers a bridge replay exploit, and the token tanked 37%. So basically, it seems that someone was able to kind of use the signing and to exploit it, and therefore the price tank, right? So a lot of risk involved in terms of these duplicated tokens. So sometimes it is better not to touch them. So, and also it really explains why a lot of ETH went to the exchanges, because people wanted exchanges to kind of bear the risk rather than bear the risk themselves on chain. And yeah, ETH, Bitcoin slide further through the weekends, huge dumps in the market. The biggest Fed hikes in 40 years. 5 things to know about Bitcoin this week. Is it possible that Fed is gonna go 100 basis points? If it's 100 basis points, then the market is just gonna tank until there's no tomorrow. But if it's 75, probably might see some slight relief. We'll see. But then if you see the news, how inflation data might be slightly better in September, then might see that relief in October. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see in the next few days. It is very crucial. The Fed's FOMC and stuff like that. And then if you look at other news, and also Wipro SEC case head for a conclusion after summary judgment filed, and that's why XRP kind of went up as well. Even though the market was kind of downwards, right? So does Ethereum merge? A lot of a retrospective, and also a lot of people are actually attacking Ethereum after being changing to proof of stake, right? But we'll have to see. We have to monitor the space. This monitors the space now to change it so quickly. In terms of NFT news, in the weekend people are talking about storytelling NFTs. They're talking about Ranga, and also so that's why there is this new article about it, right? So there is a 3-day metaverse fashion event hosted by the Rebecca, World of Women and Realty. Okay, so it's interesting to see how these things are being developed in the metaverse and also fashion, and yeah. So this seems like the screen cap of the event, and so this is the event. So it is in Decentraland. Yeah, it is in Decentraland. Okay. So, NFT news, Spencer Tucker joined Yuga Labs as the chief gaming officer. So, Yuga Labs hired someone as a chief gaming officer, and this guy has background in mobile games, I believe. And also some gaming background I saw on his LinkedIn. Dirty Robot NFTs out of season Vanguard Black Box account for 32% of today's OpenSea ETH volume, which is pretty big. Magic Eden celebrated the first birthday and teased a surprise for next week. And so I think could this be the Ethereum marketplace, or they will actually talked about a proposal to get the ApeCoin marketplace up as well. Dogepound announced a native marketplace, so it seems like a lot of people are creating their own marketplace. And then the whole Genesis collection to turn into 3D characters, which means probably interoperability where they can use it in other platforms and metaverse platform. DK published his latest artwork called Yin Yang. I saw this on LinkedIn, I think, and then LinkedIn had a love button for it. So I was just saying that, hey, is it possible that LinkedIn might be looking into NFTs? Could we possibly have badges as NFTs and stuff like that? Yeah, so that's pretty much it, really. And I kind of did like a skit, yeah, yin yang, right? So LinkedIn loves this, right? So this is what I found out as well. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's the news for today. Yeah, here's the post. So yeah, it is tough in these environments, but remember that you're not alone, and also you have to look at your conviction and not financial advice, but really look at what you're investing, right? If you're investing more than you afford and these markets are, bugging you or whatever, then you have to reevaluate whether you should, reduce a bit, because this is really not a money making market. This is really a money preservation market, right? Of course, there are opportunities, but these opportunities are becoming harder and harder. So yeah, guys, it's important. Like for me, I'm staying here because every day I'm learning something new. Every day, I think one of the best places to be in is actually in Web3 or into this space, where you get to learn about macroeconomics, traditional markets, because the price fluctuations and stuff like that moves with that macroeconomics. You get to understand art, you get to understand media through NFTs and stuff like that. And you get to understand technology in the metaverse and the future of maybe social media, or maybe the future of the internet, which is probably the metaverse, right? And where there's so many things related to the blockchain technology and also NFTs, right? But it is not 100% related though, but there is relevance, and it is able to help you learn. So that's my conviction, that's my reason here, right? Even if it's going lower and lower, I still hold it because at least I can use it to interact with that ecosystem and possibly, hopefully, make some gains out of it if it goes back up in the future, if it does, right? But the space changed so fast, and that's why you always have to monitor. So that's it, guys. This is your host, Non-Fungible TC. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe, share it with your friends. It is definitely a sad day here in the UK. My condolences. I do believe that the world, as we are more interconnected through the internet, we are living in one world. Your suffering, your pain is being felt elsewhere, but also not just big national funerals and stuff like that, but in general the whole world, even like the wars and stuff like that. We feel you. We do hope that there's nothing much you can do as just in my own opinion, right, as normal citizens of different countries. But if we show more care, at least we make these moments more bearable, I would say. Like how the Queen is saying that, in these tough times we persevere, right? So this is your host, Non-Fungible TC, signing out.